All right. Welcome to the Better to Better podcast. And we're on a roll. So I'm just batching some episodes. So if this all goes as planned, then I am in the same clothes as I was 2 episodes ago. But the episode right before this one should be a mom moments with one of my friends. If everything that's scheduled goes as it's supposed to go. Anyway, today we are talking about the risk of dating in a shallow dating pool. What am I talking about? I have this idea of classifying different types of dating pools. There's an episode that I will link in the show notes that I call cesspools or infinity pools, like which are you swimming in? So a cesspool being full of muck and ugh and not a beneficial dating pool versus a nice infinity pool that's just right and you're happy with it, right? And when I say dating pool, I'm talking about the men who you are dating, who you have access to dating, right? And so in my Date Better program that I'm putting together that will be launching in January, I go in depth about different types of dating pools, a small dating pool, a shallow dating pool, a closed dating pool, a crowded dating pool, or just a poor fit. And so today I'm talking about what I refer to as a shallow dating pool. This is primarily dating only guys who you already know or who you know through someone else. I want to talk about this one specifically because I think it is one of the biggest dating pool issues that a lot of women deal with, and I think it holds women back a lot in their dating process. So I want to get into it. So as I already explained, a shallow dating pool is one in which you are primarily dating guys who you already knew through high school or college or a friend of a friend, someone through work. Uh, I don't know, someone who you who's already a friend, any of those. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't or can't, or that it can't be a good idea to date any of those type of people. I am saying that you want to add variety to your dating pool. So you don't only want to be or primarily only be dating people who you already know. And I want to get into why. So I'm talking to you if or I'm saying this to people, to women who are saying they're not currently happy with their dating situation, and then assessing your or auditing your dating pools and seeing, am I dating in a shallow dating pool? Am I maybe engaging with a number of guys, but they're all connected in some way through my kids' extracurriculars or through someone who a friend I already have or a friend from the past or an ex, maybe they're your ex dating partner, ex relationship partner, any of these things where you just find yourself continuing to engage with the a more closed circle of people. Um, and there are reasons why people do this. I think the primary one being it being convenience. So primary two, I would say convenience and a sense of safety. All right. Convenience because it's like these people are already in my community. I'm already bumping into them for various reasons. Right. So I don't have to put out as much effort in finding people. Right. And then the safety aspect comes in a couple of ways. If they are someone who you already know or you know someone who knows them, then there's can be this sense of safety that this person has already been socially vetted by people who you trust, right? If they're a friend of a friend or you know them in your community or you know them from activities you do or the activities your kids do, then there's this sense of already having an idea of this person. Pretty much their reputation precedes them. And in this case, for better or for worse, meaning even if their reputation isn't a great one, you already have a bit of a read on them. You already have a sense of who they are, or heard about their behavior, right? So there's less work that has to be done in vetting them, or so we think, which I'll get into. Um, and there is just a sense of like, all right, they've already been checked out by some people who I trust because these people already know them, right? So it's understandable why we can lean into dating in a shallow dating pool. And I want to be clear, it's absolutely fine to date friends of friends and people who you already know. You just should also date people outside of that shallow dating pool if you are not currently happy with your dating prospects. If those are not working out and you're realizing that you're not getting what you need from your dating experiences or your dating relationships, right? So here are sorry, risk of doing this, risk of dating in the shallow dating pool. People know your business, right? If you're dating people who are either just in your small community or town, or they, people who just you work with, or they are, involved in your kids' school or extracurricular activities. If there's when you're dating people in smaller communities of things, different activities, different actual towns, stuff like that, then there's going to be people who already know about that person. They're more likely to hear about you and what you do. So there's this aspect of having people in your business. Another thing is more potential for X drama, meaning if people who you have dated in the past or who that person has dated in the past are also in this community, then there's just more opportunity for drama with exes because they may be more physically in your space. And oh, here we go. Here's a kid and a dog. So the previous episode I said might be chaotic. This one actually truly is chaotic. Let's pause. All right, so I had to pause for a little bit to heat up the boys' dinner and all that. So I believe I'm starting from where I was. I had just finished talking about the second risk of dating in a shallow dating pool is more potential for drama with your ex or your exes or your dating partner's exes because everybody knows everybody and all that good stuff, right? Also, it can be harder to move on if there ends up being a breakup in that dating relationship because you're just all in the same community. So you see each other or you hear about each other or people ask you questions about each other, all of that sort of stuff. So you're more likely to be in a situation where you don't get the distance that you maybe want or need in uh in the instance of a breakup. Also, it just limits your options. If you're only or primarily dating from this shallow dating pool of people who you know or know people or people who know people who you know and all of that, or people from your past, stuff like that, then you're just limiting yourself. And again, it is fine if you are content with your dating options, then there's really no conversation here. But I'm talking to women who are saying that they're not content with their dating options. They're for one reason or another, not finding dating in this pool successful. So in that case, you are going to want to expand your options by inviting variety into your dating pool, getting to know and meet guys who you don't know, who are complete strangers to you. Because believe it or not, that's what dating generally is. It is about starting out as strangers with someone and dating them to get to know them. I know that sounds scary to a lot of people, but it is how it's generally done, right? Your dating partner, your eventual romantic partner was at some point a stranger to you. And then the last one I would say is that you just keep getting more of the same. This is probably the biggest risk is that if you're saying you're not happy with who you're dating and who you're finding to date, but you're dating in a shallow dating pool, you're only going to get more of the same. So it's dating in this shallow dating pool, dating only people you know or people who know people you know or people from your past or that sort of thing is only getting you more of the same. So that is not going to get you what you want. So what do you do? What do you do if you do want to date in a deeper dating pool, a more open dating pool? You have to go to the places and spaces where you are with strangers, where it's not just your kid's extracurricular activity or school or uh the high school reunion or these communities where you have a past or you know people who frequent there, right? So you are going to a new bar, you're going to networking events, you're joining um, extracurricular activities or hobbies or things that you want to try. You're going to the meetups, stuff like that. You're joining local Facebook groups and engaging with people um, outside of your, immediate kind of community. So you are making an intentional effort to go to places and spaces where you don't know people. And that can be scary for a lot of people. And this is part of why they don't do it for, a number of reasons, right? One other thing that I think I didn't mention about why people date in a shallow dating pool, not just because that your dating partner's reputation precedes them, but also because your reputation precedes you, which is to say, you maybe feel a sense of security in the fact that, well, this person already, they've already seen me. They already know my circumstances. So they know whatever, that I have kids, or that I work here, or that I dated this person in the past, or was married to this person in the past. Um, maybe they're a friend of mine or a friend of a friend, so they really know some of my behavior. They've physically seen me, so if they're wanting to date me, they are happy with my physical looks, my life circumstances, all of these things, right? So there's kind of this like pre-vetting that can happen, right? If you already know the person, and that can give us a sense of comfort, right? Meeting a stranger and wondering, oh, will they like me? Will they like how I look? Will they be okay with certain circumstances of my life, et cetera, certain behaviors that I do? That comes with more uncertainty and more questions. And yet it's very much worth it if you are not content with your dating options currently, right? So that's another reason why people might tend to lean to it, right? Convenience, your dating partner's reputation precedes them, and your reputation precedes you. And again, go ahead and date some people in that pool, but also do a lot of your dating outside of that pool. So you don't want to hinder your dating experience and waste your time and energy and effort by only dating in a shallow dating pool. People tend to know more of your business. There's more potential for drama with exes. It can be harder to move on after a breakup with that person. You're limiting your options and you're getting more of the same. All right. This is my strong suggestion to you, that you date outside of a shallow dating pool, and you intentionally make that dating pool a bit deeper.